Have you had a situation where you've taken a booking over the phone, but you now need to send the payment link to a guest? Or what if you're talking to someone on WhatsApp and you want them to get the link so that they could just pay directly from clicking on the link and then get it? Or what if you accept a deposit from someone and you don't want them to be reminded of their payment or the next payment that is due once that time arrives? If you fall into one of these categories, then this video is for you. Let's look at what we're going to be looking at. We're going to look at how we could request a payment for our hotel booking. The software we're going to be looking at is the Hotel Booking Payment Request. It is a premium add-on from MotoPress. It's about $89 US, and definitely if this is something that's going to be useful to you, as I said before, it might make sense to get a membership subscription, which is usually about $249 for all the add-ons in one. But let's look at what you're going to get with this premium add-on. First and foremost, you'll be able to do automatic payment reminders. And this is important, especially if you have a particular date that you want to get the full booking paid before the guests actually arrive. And you don't always have to remember when to send that reminder. This plugin will automatically send the reminder for you. So let's say you want to get that final payment 2 weeks before the guests arrive, then you could set it and the plugin will send a reminder. In addition to that, you could manually send the payment link. As I mentioned earlier, you might have taken the booking over the phone, but then you want to email the link to someone. So when they click on the link, it automatically goes to the booking that is associated to their particular reservation. In addition to that, you could get customizable email so that you could customize the tone of the email to suit your brand. So the customer will get that friendly reminder, as well as it could link to all of your payment gateways. So if you're accepting credit cards or direct deposit, they will get all the payment gateways that you are using from the link that they click on. If there's something in this video that you think will be useful to you, please remember to click that like button, subscribe, and click that notification bell so when I post more content like this, you will be notified. My name is Joshua and I help hospitality providers earn more bookings from their website. Let's get into the video. So here we are in the back end of our website. We need to go and install that booking plugin. So I'm going to go to Plugins, Add New, and Upload Plugin. I'm going to drag my plugin into the window and install now, and then activate the plugin. So it's going to ask you to install a particular page for the payment request. Let's click Install Page. And if you go to Pages, you'll see the payment request page right here. Let's look at where we go to configure the settings for the plugin. Let's go to Accommodations and Settings, then Extensions, and we'll see Payment Request. So here we have the option to set automatic email. So let's enable the automatic payment request email. And then we could decide at what point do we want the customer to get a reminder. Let's say we want to remind the customer within 14 days that their final payment is now due. So we can change this from 7 to 14. It's automatically select the payment request page, but if you had created a different page, here's where you would go and set it. This payment request page needs to be different from our regular checkout page. All right, as we scroll down, we have the payment request email, and this is the email that's going to the guest. So here's where you could customize the language. So if you wanted to say something different, you could also indicate it here. You could add a media, a file, a video, or anything that you would want. You could do it within this particular section. This is also the email that you as the property owner will get a reminder that the person has paid. So once you make the changes, you will click Save Changes. Do remember to include your license that you would have gotten once you purchased the plugin. Let's click Save Changes. The second thing we want to look at is the payment settings. So if you go to Payment Gateways, and we could now decide how do we want this to be treated. So if we want to get a full amount, then you would automatically bill the person for the full amount and you will send them the payment link for the full amount. But let's say in my case where I want to request a deposit first, and I could change the deposit amount. It could be a fixed amount or a percentage, but in this case, I am doing a 50% deposit. It will also indicate at what point do I want to accept that deposit. So if it is before 14 days, they will be able to pay that deposit. If it is after 14 days, they'll need to pay it in full. You could make the adjustment that suits you best. So let's save this and let's test this out. So I'm going to go to the front end of our website. Let's go and book our stay. So let's assume we're going to be staying in May and we're going to be staying for about 2 nights. And assuming it's 2 adults, let's click on search. All right, so we see that there's 3 availability. We might have looked at this and say, okay, I like this villa. So let's select it. We'll click reserve. We would enter our details. Let's scroll down. We'll enter the additional guest details. I'll just enter my information. Now, as I scroll down, I notice now I have the payment options available to me. So I have credit card, pay on arrival, direct bank transfer. You will now notice instead of seeing the full payment, I'm now seeing the 50% deposit that is available. So I'm going to choose direct bank transfer and I'm going to book now. Okay, so this is giving me a booking confirmation, assuming I would have gone and made the specific bank transfer and send the confirmation to the property owner. So let's look at how that would look in the back end. So I go now and I'm going to be checking for that booking. So if I go to bookings and all bookings, I now see that booking here. Now let's edit it. And assuming that I had that payment, so I want to go and confirm that payment is now on hold. I'm going to go into the payment. The guest would have indicated that the payment was made and I was able to confirm it. So I'll change the status from on hold to completed, and assuming I would have entered the relevant information for the payment and maybe I had a particular transaction ID, and I'll update the payment. If there's any details I wanted to indicate in the payment, if there was a particular date the payment was made, then I could do that here and I'll click update payment. All right, and I'm going to just go back to the booking. So now I'm seeing that the payment is updated and I'm seeing that there is a balance of $1,200 to be paid. So if I scroll up, I'm going to see to the right here now, here is the payment request link. So I could send the payment request now. That's if I want to send it manually. But what if the person had called me over the phone and they wanted to get a link to go and pay directly? Then I could actually copy this link and send it to the guest so that they could click on that link and go to the payment request. So if I test this now, if I click on the link, you'll notice it will take me to the payment request page. It's now showing that there was a deposit of $1,200, but as I scroll down, I could see here the payment history shows me that a payment was completed via bank transfer, and now the balance due is now $1,200. And I could now decide I want to pay the balance via credit card. So if I click submit payment, and I can now put in my details using my particular payment gateway, and then I could place the order to go to my payment gateway to complete the payment. So this takes me to my payment gateway. It's still set in test mode, so I'm going to enter a test credit card number. I'm now going to process the payment. So the payment is now confirmed. Let's go and check the booking now and see how does this look in the back end. Using my dashboard, I could just go to view bookings. I could see the booking here. Just at a glance, I could see that the total amount is paid and this booking is now up to date. So it's that simple. That's how we could request a payment using the MotoPress payment request plugin. If this video was useful to you, please remember to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell so when I post more videos like this, you'll be notified. I'll see you in the next one.